This is the iPhone 17, priced at $5,999. Almost a year later, the price is still strong. Almost no discounts. This is the iPhone Air, which dropped $2,000 in half a year. Probably the least value-retaining iPhone ever. In this tech showdown, let's compare the popular iPhone 17 and the iPhone Air, which sells well only after price cuts. Aside from bloggers around me, I rarely see anyone actually buying this phone. I bought this phone with my own money. I've been using it for a moderate amount of time since launch. This video focuses on daily usage experience. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. First, let's look at the design as usual. I chose the purple iPhone 17 this time. It has a slightly soft aluminum frame. Be careful not to drop it. The back glass has a matte finish. The overall size is a bit smaller. It feels good in the hand. They've used this classic iPhone design for several generations. Out of 5, what score would you give it? I bought the Blue Air. It has a glossy titanium back and ceramic shield front. More drop resistant. The body is slightly larger than the iPhone 17, but much thinner, judging purely by looks. Which phone do you prefer? If you prefer the iPhone 17, type 1 in the Danmaku. If you prefer the iPhone Air, type 2 in the Danmaku. Let me see your choices. Personally, I prefer the design of the iPhone 17, because I like to use a screen protector and case. If I do use them, the weight difference between the two is not so obvious. If you prefer using the phone naked, then the iPhone Air is a good choice. Now, let's light up the screen. The iPhone 17 has a 6.3-inch high refresh rate screen. It feels similar to last year's 16 Pro. The Air has a 6.5-inch screen, a moderate size. Bezel control on both phones is decent. For watching landscape videos, the 17's dual speakers sound better than Air. I'd rather watch videos on the 17. The Air might be better for reading texts. However, both screens are not very eye-friendly. If this matters to you, consider carefully. In terms of specs, the iPhone 17 has an H9 chip, the Air has an H9 Pro chip. Both have a 6+5 core configuration. Daily use is pretty similar, but the Air comes with 12 GB of RAM. This allows better background retention and longer lifespan. Battery life, the 17 performs better. Wired charging is also faster, so if battery life matters to you, note that the Air's slimness reduces battery. Another downside, both phones use USB 2. If you need wired data transfer, don't consider these. Air's USB-C is also asymmetrical. OCD people might be bothered. Also, the 17 has dual physical SIMs. The Air offers dual eSIM. eSIM is still inconvenient in China. If you want to get a SIM, you have to go to a service center. Unlike the 17, just take the SIM from your old phone and put it in the new one. I'm curious, who actually uses eSIM? Because besides Air, many Android brands also support eSIM. Share your experience in the comments. Getting eSIM at a service center. Under iOS 26, I think iOS 17 is smoother. Now it's summer, so the iPhone Air tends to lag outdoors. It might also lower the brightness, but this is much improved on iOS 27. Although I don't recommend updating to beta systems, Air users might consider it. The background retention of 17 is worse than Air. When many apps are open, many apps need to reload when reopened. But Air has a problem. Its 6.5-inch screen is different from the 17 and Pro Max sizes, so app adaptation takes a while. Apps may open stretched across the whole screen. This issue has improved after 6 months on the market. But this also reminds me, the iPhone Ultra later this year also has a new screen ratio. I wonder how fast the app adaptation will be then. I'll get the foldable iPhone Ultra to try it out. At the end, let's quickly compare the cameras. The iPhone 17 has dual cameras, a main lens and an ultra-wide. The iPhone Air only has one main camera, a 4.8 megapixel sensor. The main camera quality is almost identical. With the extra ultra-wide on the 17, your shooting options expand, especially for vlogging or recording life. The ultra-wide is more convenient. For selfies, both have a square center stage front camera. I recommend Android makers adopt this as soon as possible. It's great for selfie vlogs. Ironically, despite having one camera, the Air still has a camera button. On this thin and light body, the button's feel isn't great. I don't see the point of it. Finally, let's summarize the real experience. There are big differences. The 17 has major spec upgrades, finally giving the standard model a high refresh screen. The Air is more of a form factor innovation. It offers a very thin iPhone body. In terms of sales, the 17 is selling very well, and its price is stable. The Air only gets more attention after price cuts. I wonder how many who bought the Air at $799 now feel ripped off. If you want a well-spec'd phone, the $5,599 iPhone 17, despite rising prices, I highly recommend it. If you want a new form factor iPhone and don't mind the hassle of eSIM setup, then what about the iPhone 2? You can buy it as a secondary phone. This model probably won't get an update this year. The iPhone Air 2 release date is unknown, so it's still a safe purchase now. My pinned post on the homepage is giving away gadgets. If you want to upgrade, follow me, share, and participate. If you want more tech videos, like and smash the like button. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.